Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's Jacqueline Kuhn with JacquelineKuhn.com, powered by angels. And we are here with our Libra season and Archangel Jophiel. Today is September 23rd, so we are recording this on the actual first day of Libra season. And we have a lot to talk about because there's a big energy shift. Don't know if you felt it, but I really have. First thing, to ground everyone when we talk about archangels. So there are 15. On the picture on the screen, the three on the top, Michael, Raphael, and Haniel, they are the overseers of all the archangels. Michael, our ultimate protector and male, divine male energy, Raphael, the healer, Haniel, divine feminine energy and intuition. All of the others are aligned with zodiac signs. And what they do and what they possess and how they can help us are really aligned with the properties of that zodiac sign. And in Libra season, we are with Archangel Jophiel, which is on the bottom far right, that beautiful pink and yellow feminine presence. Because while archangels don't have a gender, the energy of Archangel Jophiel tends to resonate with a more feminine energy. So knowing your archangels, knowing your zodiac sign and your natal chart really helps you get through some of those tough times and maybe really understand why you're feeling the way you are or why other people are doing some of the things that they're doing, okay? We also want to remind you about angel numbers, that angel numbers are messages, are signs that the divine, the angels, are trying to give to us. Every number resonates with the energy of angels. Each number stands on its own. Unlike numerology, if you see multiple numbers, we don't add them up. So a 111 is not a 3. A 111 is 3 ones. A 222, not a 6. It is 3 2s. These are the numbers 0 through 9 and what they mean. I do have, for a limited time, my angel number masterclass video is free for download from my site. So until the end of this month, until the end of September, you can download it for free. After that, it's going back to full price. But learning about angel numbers and knowing what they mean when you see them is really important and a part of living a soul-filled life, because that means the divine, these angels, are trying to talk to you. They're trying to give you a message. And they're also trying to help you understand a little bit about the energy around you. Everything in this world has energy, including ourselves and those around us. And so angel numbers give us a little window into that. And we today on the 23rd, 2-3, right? Trust and mind, body, and soul are in Archangel Jophiel. We have now transitioned from Virgo and Archangel Metatron into Libra and Archangel Jophiel. Her name actually means beauty of God. My artist friend Via drew that rendition of Jophiel for me because I see her as this just incredibly beautiful, positive, light-filled person. She radiates fire as well as yellow, right? When you experience her in your presence, you may see a very bright yellow light. But because her job is to beautify things, beautify our thoughts, beautify the world, she purifies, she turns negatives into positives. She is also, because of her beauty of God, the patron of arts and artists, and any profession that really strives to make the world a beautiful place. So a decorator, a designer, right? Someone who is really all about beautification. The other piece about Archangel Jophiel is making about those who try to make us beautiful on the inside, right? Maybe some of those professions around, social workers or psychologists who really help us mentally and on the inside. Because when you connect with Archangel Jophiel, and if you really connect with her deeply, you won't be dwelling on your physical appearance. You're going to learn and be able to experience that true beauty comes from within, and learn how to love yourself as yourself from the inside, from the spiritual, from the soul level. And so connecting with Archangel Jophiel in this Libra season is really about understanding the beauty of you, understand what makes you you and why you are the beauty that you are. We are all beautiful in our own way. We were all created by the Creator, God Source, and He created us all to be beautiful in our own way. And connecting with Archangel Jophiel will help you understand really what that is and where that your beauty comes from within. So this Libra season, think about what you need to beautify. Yes, there's some physical things that may need beautification, but also maybe your soul, maybe your perspective of yourself overall. And that's Archangel Jophiel. Before we get into the astrology and the archangels, I want to remind you of a couple housekeeping items. Please like this video. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. We're almost at 100 subscribers, and that's a key metric in YouTube. Once we get there, we're kind of seen as a more legitimate provider of content. Our Facebook group, Tarot Tuesdays, there is one tonight at 6 p.m., but the next one after that is October 14th at 6 p.m. If you cannot make it live, I will answer one free question a month if you are in the Facebook group. Don't forget, if you're a Facebook group member and you can't join live, I can answer one question a month. My September birthday special is still on, 15% off any service. It ends next Tuesday, but help me celebrate my birthday with 15% off any service using that code there you see on the screen. If you happen to book with that 15% off an angel and astrology for if you book a forecast reading for 2026, you will receive a free copy of the 2026 angel and astrology calendar that will be coming out towards the end of November, early December in a spiral bound kind of notebook journal copy as well as PDF. The journal format copy will be given free if you book a 2026 forecast reading. And if you use that 15% off, you're getting it at a really great price. And then, as I mentioned earlier, until the end of the month, my Angel Number Masterclass is available free of charge. It was my free gift for a summit that I participated in, and I'm going to keep it on and keep it to you, my followers, and offer it to you that gives you a little insight into the angel numbers. Everything can be found on my website. You can email me for additional information. Always here to help you out. All right, without further ado, we've got a couple of key things I'm going to cover in detail, and as well as the energy that is in play, and then some channeled messages. But the two key astrology events for today are Venus in Virgo and Mars in Scorpio. So Venus moved into Virgo yesterday, and it will remain there until October 13th. What's really interesting and why I wanted to highlight Venus in Virgo, people are kind of like, well, what's the big deal with Venus being in Virgo? Well, Venus is a planet of peace and harmony and beauty. When it's in Virgo, the sign of rational organization, service, detail, practicality, right? It calls us to be more discerning in our love relationships and more practical in those relationships, more realistic, looking for what is truly happening, not necessarily what we romanticize for, right? It's the practical nature of it. It also, with this energy, when Venus is in Virgo, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so that's communication. It allows us to communicate a little more creatively. But when we do so, it's more grounded, right? It's more practical. We tend to be more service-oriented in our communications and our relationships when Venus is in Virgo. And it also allows us to be a little more detailed focus in any of the other aspects that Venus oversees. So Venus oversees, beauty and harmony and peace. And so maybe you're trying to beautify something. Maybe you're trying to redecorate your home, re-landscape your yard, something of that sort, or doing a makeover on your own, right? The detail that comes to that kind of a project under Virgo is really highlighted in these next couple of weeks. So for any of those beautification projects that you might have, for your relationships that you are in. If you find that the energy over these next 4 weeks is a little less wild-eyed romantic and a little more practical and rational, this is why. And so if you really kind of want some help and understanding, obviously Jophiel for everything beautifying. We just talked about her. Gabriel is always there for communication, right? Helping you communicate clearly, helping people understand your meaning clearly. And for all things Virgo, we always talk about Archangel Metatron. He is all things Virgo. But yeah, so this a little more this wave of kind of grounded, service-oriented, get to the back to like, practicality of the things in our relationships. From where we were before, which maybe we may have been thinking about it more, or even a little more in the romance, a romance node, not a lot of true romantic kinds of energy coming with relationships in Venus. So this is really good for business energy too. This is really good for business relationships. Even though Venus is really more about, love relationships, but when Venus is in Virgo, our business relationships can become a lot stronger, right? A lot, those practical relationships that we have can become a lot stronger. So that's the Venus and Virgo energy to take advantage of for the next couple of weeks. Now we have Mars and Scorpio. And this energy will be around through November. I personally find this to be explosive, and I am not just exaggerating using that word. So Mars, action, passion, determination, conflict, war, right? Combined with Scorpio, deep introspection, intuition, transformation, and sometimes just transform, destruct, transform, right? Like the Tower kind of card. It's just you destroy something to transform it. When you combine Scorpio and Mars together, you get life-changing, true transformative actions going on. It is powerful and it is intense. We get pushed to go farther than we ever have before and without compromise. So if you're finding people are not compromising with you right now, that Mars Scorpio energy is getting in the way. The best way to take advantage of this energy is really having stronger focus. What is it that you need to get done between now and November 4th? Let's focus on that. Let's act on it with determination. What do you need to change? What are you really trying to transform? September 22nd to November 4th, really great energy for doing that. Facing the truth. What not only will incredibly more truths be revealed, we've seen a ton of them, right? We've seen a lot of truths be revealed over this past year, but this particular energy is going to bring even more to the surface. Facing the truth, revealing the truth, facing the truth about yourself internally, people around you facing the truth about themselves internally. But there is some danger, conflict and jealousy and control. Some people use this energy to take control of others. Some people use this energy to create conflict. And then jealousy also comes out of this energy. So jealousy in relationships, jealousy in what people have, right? Some people have more than others, or people covet what somebody else has. So powerful, powerful energy. But know that September 22nd, November 4th, Mars and Scorpio, really right now is a time when inner transformation and life-changing decisions can be experienced. If you have been wanting to do that, if you have been desiring to truly transform who you are, really make some life-changing decisions, whether it be a change of job, a change of home, moving to another, a completely cross-country, etc. This energy is giving you the determination, the passion, and the will to do it. Know, though, that with that kind of energy, the destruction element, you may have to, like the Tower card in tarot, you might have to tear things down in order to transform and build it up again. So it's not all apple sky, it's not apple pie and roses, right? This is really hard, emotional, passionate, fighting for the truth and fighting for becoming who you really are. This isn't butterfly, butterfly metamorphosis, beautiful music in the background. This is a lot harder and stronger than that. Could see, a part of this transformation and conflict, more wars, right? Wars escalating because people want to transform to be the country that they are, the people that they are, and fighting, right? The jealousy that comes out of this kind of conflict. So September 22nd and November 4th, lots of wild, crazy energy out there. Think before you act. But if you've been working all year at making a true transformation, it is this energy that can help push you to that final phase, right? Get you to that finish line, without compromise. That's like really, really a key, without compromise. It's not like you have to do it and compromise on anything. This is the kind of energy that says, I'm doing it, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is what's going to happen. No compromise. Very powerful, can be dangerous, can be difficult for those around you. And you may know people who are going through this right now, and it might be difficult for you seeing it on with some other person. But that's what Mars and Scorpio is all about. Each zodiac sign is going to be impacted by this. It is that big, it is that huge. On this page, you may want to pause the video right now to make sure you can read and find your zodiac sign. I would find your sun, your moon, and your rising, right? Those are the three most important. See how they're going to be impacted by this energy. This is how each zodiac sign is going to be impacted by this energy. It is that potent. If you need archangel help, Archangel Raguel on relationships. If you are looking to transform from a relationship perspective, that is Archangel Raguel. Communication, as you're transforming, as you're speaking your word, as you're doing what you need to do to move that needle. Archangel Gabriel is always there for communication. Staying on your path, Archangel Metatron. Transformations can be incredibly positive for staying on your path, but they can also be destructors of your path. So make sure that the transformation, that the changes, that what you're fighting for, make sure that that is aligned with your true path, and keep tabs with Archangel Metatron, who knows your soul's purpose. This energy can be, kind of wonky, right? And you can go into a direction, you can, follow a passion that might not be what you should be doing. This is that really kind of powerful get into you energy. So make sure it's aligned with who you are and who you're supposed to be. Stay on your path with Archangel Metatron. And then, given that this is Scorpio energy, Scorpio is Archangel Jophiel. All things Scorpio, life review, making sure that you are digging deep, revealing the secrets that you might even be hiding, subconsciously from yourself. So this is our Mars and Scorpio energy that started yesterday and is going to be around for a little while. There are planetary influences that are still in play. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Virgo new moon and solar eclipse that happened on Sunday, and the fall equinox that happened yesterday. So the Virgo new moon and solar eclipse, we are in the shadow period, right? Because it just happened a couple of days ago. But this new moon was not for starting new things. This new moon was to look back at the Virgo new moon of August 23rd-ish. And what did you commit to then? And where are you today with that commitment? This is not a new moon for starting something new. This is a new moon that was completing a cycle, right? When you have a double new moon in the same sign, it's not a new and new. It's a second chance to get at what you were trying to start back in August. So look at what you were doing in August. How far are you? Have you completed it? Where are you, and what do you need to go further? And then the equinox, the fall equinox is really a balance between day and night, right? We've been losing daylight, it's been happening, but the fall equinox kind of marks that point where we will be moving into more nighttime than day. It's also a time of marking the difference between activity and rest, right? Like the hours to be active versus the hours to rest. It's about wrapping up our sowing, right? Sowing, making sure we wrap up what we planted, sow what we can, so that we can prepare for the dormancy of winter. So the fall equinox and this transition into fall is in some climates we do it because we have to, because winter is a very real frozen period. But for some of you who live in temperate climates all year long, you don't get the dramatic weather changes that can that can interact with the energy, and sometimes you could feel a little wonky because it may still be extremely warm, even though it's really nighttime and darkness, and we need to kind of, take a step back and prepare ourselves for the winter. So the fall equinox is really all about that transition in preparation for winter. Winter is a time of being more in solitude, meditation, thinking of what we need to do in that next year, thinking of how we want to prepare for spring. It's a very dormant period, winter time is, on Earth, and in the northern hemisphere anyway. Southern hemisphere, it's summer down there, but up here by us, it's really a dormancy period, and fall is our preparation for that. So if you're thinking of doing those kinds of preparation activities, or you need to do those preparation activities, this is the energy, this is the time to make sure that happens, before that winter sets in. And so this energy is still around. It's going to be prevalent. The fall equinox energy will be prevalent for quite a while. But that Virgo new moon, we're in the shadow period. And so if you didn't get a chance to take advantage of taking a look back at the last Virgo new moon, please take the time now, because you do still have the opportunity to really finish up what you started back in August and make that happen. Other planets and energy still in play, the retrogrades. We've got the Uranus retrograde through November 7th. And as I go through this, it'll be quickly. You can pause the video to read the page at any point in time if you want to read through it. But the Uranus retrograde in Gemini through November 7th. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces through November 27th. Neptune is retrograde in Aries through October 22nd. It is then going to go back into Pisces in October. I will cover that in a later Angels and Astrology video, but it's retrograde in Aries till October 22nd, and our Pluto retrograde until October 14th in Aquarius. All of those retrogrades are still in play, and remember that a retrograde is our chance to redo, revision, reimagine, to look back and do the re's. And the other thing about this retrograde energy is, of course, in any retrograde energy, it's more difficult to move things forward, right? Things are going in reverse. It's like one step forward, two steps back. So the channeled messages that I have for you are really related more to this retrograde energy than and a little bit of the Mars Scorpio energy. But the messages that I channeled, that I wrote down here on my paper, the first message is gratitude. While things slow down, it's very important for you to be grateful for what you have and any small progress that is made. Be in gratitude for any small progress that has made, so more progress will continue, right? Be in gratitude. It may be tough, but find those wins, find those little small wins, and have patience. Good things will come in their own time. We have to have patience that our prayers and meditations are being heard, are being answered, The timeline is not of our own choosing. The timeline is in the choosing of God, Creator, Source, Universe. So have patience. That's literally know that one of the message is know that your prayers are being heard and answered while you might not feel like it is. So continue to be faithful to your spiritual rituals. Continue to be faithful in your prayer and meditation because it does matter. They are listening. You are being listened to. And don't give up the good fight, even though the energy might be difficult. Even though we've had some incredible sadness here in the world recently, most recently with the, assassination of Charlie Kirk. Even though there has been incredible sadness, our prayers are being answered. The way in which they're being answered and how they're being answered may not be the way that we would have wanted them to, but they are being answered. Take comfort in that. And until we talk again, have peace.